progression in child education, in child learning, is a very important part of a child's education and learning journey. In the past, I've written papers on about progression in ICT capability, and that was primarily to do with primary education, because it is in primary education. It's a realm of learning where teachers are primarily charged with ensuring that progression occurs. Whereas in secondary education, you might have three, level 5 and 6, maybe level 4 in ICT capability. But primary is a area where it all happens. Having said that, early childhood education is the foundation stone for this progression to occur. And I wanted to talk to you about ensuring progression from early childhood, from preschool through to primary education, and particularly following on through K-2 classes, year levels, because it is such an important aspect, and it's something that I get an inkling for, that that many teachers take it for granted that because, yes, they are using technology in the classroom, they are ensuring progression. But progression is not that. Progression in ICT capability is about ensuring that you actually use evidence-based teaching strategies to be able to really hone in on those skills and to understand really what ICT capability is. It's not just the teaching of techniques or skills. ICT capability, there are 5 components to it, and it's the child's ability to carry out those processes that constitute progression. And it all, there are levels of progression. There are, like I said, there is progression from year level to year level, but there's also progression from lesson to lesson, from day to day, and it's about starting right there at the beginning and assessing a child's ICT capability. And if you are in early childhood education, such as in preschool, the first thing that you need to do is then before that child enters your learning environment, communicate with the parents or carers about what they have observed their child doing with ICT at home. That's where a lot of the learning has already started. We know that children are being exposed day by day to new technologies, smartphones, iPads, computers, you name it. It doesn't have to be working technology. It can be technology that doesn't work, toy technology. The point is that that you need to communicate with parents, find out what they're doing, what the children is doing, and continuing that. This needs to be a continual process. Find out what they're doing, encourage them, to share information about what they're doing, and then take that from them and learn to use that in your planning. And then throughout the whole year, do the same thing. Keep assessing the child's ICT capability, and using only more sophisticated software when the curriculum task calls for it. So that's, within preschool, starting with the parents. Then as a teacher yourself, continually doing that throughout the year. Now, this is the part where you actually, it really needs to work. You might have an ensured progression through the whole year. If you work at a preschool that is part of a P-12 school, this situation is, it does work the best, because as a whole school, every teacher can then get on board and use those same strategies. And that's where it works. That's where progression, really starts to build. Everybody shares the same perspective about ICT capability. They are using the same teaching strategies. They have the same ideals in mind. And at the end of every year, they are sharing that information, that vital information, about that child's progress, what they're able to do. And this is more than just being able to speak about, okay, well, they can do this, they're able to create a spreadsheet, blah, blah, blah. You need to go further than that. You need to be able to talk, okay, they're able to generate ICT solutions tasks. They can use they can use, they've done it, this sort of thing. They've achieved this by using this software, such as a word processor or desktop publishing processor, because those are the two specific ones that you'll be looking at in the K-2 area. They might be able to use something like a publishing, a paint or drawing program. So being more specific, in what they are able to do and what with, really helps. And then sharing that information. And the other thing too is, again, comes back to, at the end, making sure that you accurately assess their capabilities. Make a record of that, pass it on, tick, 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 okay, they're able to do this, they're a little bit hesitant in that. Okay, so the next teacher can actually then build on that. And then you can look at the learning continuum in the Australian curriculum, for example, and determine where they are in terms of level descriptions. Because just saying that, without actually assessing accurately their capabilities and just then picking a level description, this child can work, it's at level 2. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, because that's just says it's simply the best fit. Determine accurately their capabilities, then decide whether this child is above or below or on that level. There must be in that range, in that area of the progression in the continuum. So, that's how progression actually works. And it's important that, early childhood educators do actually then lay the foundations for that. And as I said, if you're in a P-12 school, it works great because then if everybody is involved, has the same teacher strategies, the students won't get confused, won't get bored. Progression in learning, cuts out a whole lot of behavioral problems. So just being able to do that is great. Passing on, sharing that information, teacher. And if you're in preschool, to be able to write this key information in their transition statements, and maybe hinting of some strategies that they could use. I'm working on at the moment trying to get other primary teachers around to be able to use the same strategies, but it all starts with you, the early childhood teacher. So that's progression from early childhood, which means P to 2 areas. I'm Michael Hoekmeyer, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.